welcome to JA Today. I'm your host, Super Bowl champion, Ellis Wyms. Now, today we have two great guests. Two guests have been instrumental in our programming over at JSET. We have Senior Vice President at Avanade and one of our great board members that I've met over my time there at JA. We have Adam Drutz. And hey, how you doing, Adam?
Great, Ellis. How are you?
All right. And we have Komal Naqvi, senior analyst over at Avanade and one of our great and instrumental volunteers over at JSET. She's been very instrumental in helping us with our program and supporting our students. Kamal, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm very excited to be here today.
Cool, cool. As you guys can see, I'm hanging out here in sunny and beautiful Miami. I had the horrible misfortune of having a conference here in Miami over the weekend. So, woe is me right now. But it's a beautiful morning here, palm trees, beach, sand, ocean. So I'm having a good time. I'm feeling good about the location of our show this morning. So I know you guys are back there in beautiful Houston. I'll be back later on today, but I'm loving it this morning.
Love it.
Yeah. So Adam, let's start with you. So tell us a little bit about, who is Avanade and what do you guys do?
Sure. So Avanade's a really interesting company. We recently celebrated our 23rd anniversary in April of 2023. So Avanade was formed as a global joint venture by Accenture and Microsoft, two of the largest companies in their respective spaces in the world. Accenture for large-scale global consulting and management consultancy, with Microsoft, arguably one of the top, if not the top, large-scale cloud providers in the world today. Avanade as an organization has roughly 60,000 people across the world. We have 20,000 roughly in North America. I'm a leader within Avanade, so I'm considered part of our global business leadership, and then also our local Houston leadership, where we have about 300 of our 60,000 people worldwide in the city. And our goal as a company is to help organizations transform and accelerate digital transformation and step change.
Yeah, I mean, when you told me about it being a joint venture between Accenture and Microsoft, again, two of the most powerful tech companies on the planet, of course, I was intrigued immediately. Like, wow, so a lot of these things that are happening, different companies that derive from some of our major companies, people don't really get a chance to understand and know kind of how those companies work or that those companies even exist. So I was very intrigued when you kind of was explaining to me Avanade and what you guys do. And it's actually really, really cool. Got a chance to visit the offices and meet everybody. So it's an amazing company. And, it's great to kind of get to know you guys over there. You guys do great work. Kamal, so you've been involved with JA literally for decades, like decades. Like it's literally always been a part of your life. So tell me, goodness, y'all should fine me for that. I get fined in I get fined in my NFL meeting room for my phone going off there. So sorry about that. So that'd be $1,500 in an NFL meeting room if your phone goes off. So yeah, I would have been docked my pay right there for that one. So Kamal, tell us about your journey with JA, your time with JA, and just tell us kind of how that went for you.
Absolutely. So I was very lucky to kind of grow up within KDISD, and I experienced junior achievement throughout elementary, middle school, and high school. I remember going to BizTown, and I'm so excited to see the new BizTown that Accenture is helping build. And I was in the newspaper crew for when I was in BizTown, so it's just nice to see these traditions kind of evolve and become something new and relatable for the youth today. I remember being in Finance Park and kind of being assigned, a person and a certain amount of money and expenses that they had to allocate for. And it just kind of helped me understand, okay, I'm going to be leaving high school soon, and this is something that I'm going to have to really, understand and have a play with in my real life. So one of the things for me in junior achievement is that it teaches life skills and applicable skills. And that's something that every student really needs at the end of the day, to have that part of education added on top of it. And I just loved looking forward to a junior achievement field trip. Like, you know, you knew you were going to get out for the day and you were going to get some lunch and go to some cool places. So it was always nice to meet all the volunteers and the JA staff members. I mean, there's just so much that really goes into it.
Yeah, like you said, the programs are amazing. Even at my ripe old age, I've sat in on some programs and I'm like, man, you know what? I didn't know that. So even just sitting there, like you said, our students get an opportunity to get exposed to ideas and concepts that are very applicable to their lives and the things they're going to have to do as adults. And it's amazing that you got an opportunity to really just kind of spend that time there and it really kind of be a part of impacting your life and shaping who you are today. So Adam, like I said, I met you as one of our great board members over there. Our board is amazing. A lot of
That's a
great,
great word.
smart, and people who work throughout several different industries. So we have a mixture of different ideas, different industry, different ways of doing business. Why did you choose to get involved with JA, and how has that impacted you?
So that is a great question, and I think back to the overview Komal just gave of her incredible journey with JA, through growing up, in early school all the way through her life. I started with JA when I was in grade school in San Antonio, Texas. So JA always meant something to me, and as Komal described, I knew that this was a benefit that you would have as a child to learn something that somebody else would come in and teach you who's a professional or a leader. And I partook in that. And as I did that, when I joined in the professional ranks in 1990, I joined a bank that's now Bank of America, but it's called North Carolina National Bank, NCNB. It was based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And I was in a rotational development program to become a general manager of anything, quite frankly. They just give you a lot of rotations. And when I got in the bank, one of the things that they said was community service is important. And I took that to heart because I always believed in community service. And I was picked to be in a 3-week, no, wait, take it back. That's a little long. A 1-week stipend to actually work with JA and raise money for junior achievement in Dallas. And then actually fundraise with junior achievement for a bowl-a-thon, and then ultimately become a volunteer. And so those kind of parts of my career led me when I joined Avanade. Avanade struck a partnership and jointly with Junior Achievement Worldwide in 2016, which meant we were going to bring the best of Avanade to JA globally through that relationship. And a few years into that, the opportunity presented itself for us, because Houston's a major city in Avanade's history and contribution, to develop a direct relationship with JA here and JA of Southeast Texas, or JSET. And that's where I met Joe Burke. And we went on a journey. I've been on the board for about 5 years. And I knew that this was important to the company. It's important to me, and important to the city and important to the world. So that's why I partook in it, and I love it.
Yeah, it's great. Hearing you say and talk about the worldwide reach of JA. Again, I'm just driving down the street here in Miami, and to my right is like the junior achievement offices, like sitting right there. And I'm like, man, it's like, just kind of dawns on you like how far our reach is, how long our organization has been around, and how we impact cities around the world. So it was really cool kind of just driving down the street and it's like, oh, this is junior achievement right here in the city of Miami. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so Komal, again, you've had extensive experience with JA and our programs, throughout your educational process. So how would you say that experience has impacted your career?
Well, being a workplace lead at Avanade has given me many opportunities, but within junior achievement, this really gave me the opportunity to lead as the Houston champ for junior achievement. And I kind of helped, start off the process, I would say. But I always tell all of our volunteers, junior achievement handles so much of the work that is put into some of these volunteer opportunities, specifically something as JA3DE, where there's planned case studies that are brought to the students, and the students work on these case studies and bring amazing presentations to a group of judges. which we got the experience of hosting one at the Avanade Innovation Center this past March. And that experience just kind of really allows you to, one, see something else from a volunteer's perspective, but you really understand what the students are getting to achieve from the case study and learning the steps that it takes to, make these conversations happen.
Yeah, well, again, I've gotten the opportunity to be a part of those case studies, and man, a lot of those students are really impressive. When you see the things that they're learning and the skills that they're developing, it's really amazing. Again, thinking about being 15, 16, 17 years old and putting together presentations for top execs in the city of Houston, taking problems from some of the largest corporations in the world, Delta Airlines, Hardee's, and really trying to be problem solvers for those organizations and just figure out ideas and how they can help those organizations. Getting the opportunity to do that, as a teenager, so impactful for those students, and you can kind of see how it inspires them and really kind of peps them up, in that educational process. We know school can be boring at times, right? It can be boring, especially for the youth today, and we have programs that really kind of inspire and engage our students. And like you said, it's great to be a part of that process. So Adam, you've talked to me about Komal. You've talked to me about, how integral she is to what you guys do over there at Avanade. So just tell me, she had, again, extensive, Jade, it was an extensive part of her educational process. Tell me what has impressed you about Komal.
I think there's so many things. So Komal, close your ears. So I met Komal early on when she joined Avanade. And Komal, correct me if I'm wrong, but you joined, to kind of as a contractor to lead kind of a particular area. And she was leading our office, and this was pre-COVID. So we'd come into the office. We had a big distribution of people, and Komal was so professional and cheerful. We're so impressed. I was so impressed with her acumen and how she carried herself. She and I got to know each other. And then as I, evolved into my broader role in junior achievement, I was part of the Global Corporate Citizenship Council at Avanade for many, many years. And once we made the relationship work with JA in Houston, the reality is you can be a board member like you and I are. The power happens in the field. You got to be in the field, orchestrating with people and making things happen. And so when Komal and I met, somehow I figured out that she had grown up with junior achievement in her background. And I approached her and I said, would you be interested in being a citizenship champion at Avanade, helping us figure out how do we actually take the objectives that we have with JA in Houston and make them come to life through volunteering, sessions that we actually go out to the schools, or during COVID when we did them remote, to actually working with 3DE, the immersive learning partner, and figuring out how do we judge these competitions, to doing multiple other things. And so Komal's woven herself literally into the fabric of Avanade, all the way into all of our corporate giving and volunteering. She's the leader in Houston over it. And ultimately, she's done so much for the company. She took a full-time role. She's now a senior analyst in our workforce group, but has what I told our COO, myself, because I was so passionate about what she brings every day, which is a positive mindset, here to help others, wants to give back, wants to raise the bar. She has limitless potential. And so the beautiful thing about Avanade is, a 23-year-old joint venture of Accenture and Microsoft. I've been 18 plus years in my career here, which is more than any other place. The ability to find people and recognize people for giving back and doing the right things is a core part of our company, a core part of who I am, and those areas all embody everything that Komal brings to work each and every single day, both at work, at home, and then in the community.
Again, that's amazing. So, Komal, I know sometimes it's a little weird hearing your boss kind of give you your flowers while you're right there, on the screen. But that's really, really cool. And Komal, so would you say that your time in JA, you heard all those great things Adam had to say about you. Did your time in JA really kind of help give you a lot of those characteristics that you bring to the workplace every day?
I believe so. There's volunteers that I remember within my own junior experience, JA experiences, and it just kind of reminds you to keep that kind of mindset, right? When you're in the classroom, or the students are when they were visiting our office, we had our plans our agenda finalized for the day. And, when the students are actually there and you're hearing their feedback and you're taking it in real time, you have to kind of adjust and pivot. And one of the things that we pivoted towards was just allowing the students to feel the space and really connect and have some one-on-one sessions with employees in the office and have an understanding of what not only Avanade is, what the tech industry kind of is, and consulting in tech industry and so on and so forth. So it gave them more of an opportunity to be aware of the experience as well. So it's nice to always have that, you are learning from the students or the youth and they're learning from you. So I'm sure when I was part of the youth and the students at, at my point, they kind of, saw the same thing in me maybe, and there's some sort of reminder that we're all here for the same experience, and those are to build life skills. There are many life skills that I was taught in junior achievement that I still apply today in my career, and those probably are a lot of my characteristics of being optimistic and, treating everybody with a certain point of respect and understanding, and having different point of views and allowing different point of views to kind of cohabitate your point of view as well. So it's very interesting, and it's very nice to see how it kind of circles back. I talk about it all the time with our volunteers that are joining our junior achievement experiences, and I let them know that I got to experience it as a student, and now I get to give back that same experience, and to pay it forward is always the best way.
Yeah, I mean, I got a chance to visit the office there at Avanade, and knowing that students got an opportunity to really interact with the people there at Avanade, I know that was an amazing experience for those students. I know they learned a lot. I know they were inspired to see the innovation and the attitudes and the energy that exist over at Avanade. So again, being able to provide those type of opportunities for JA students is invaluable because they get a chance to meet great people who are talented, who are at the top of their game in their industry, and just see how that works and what that looks like. So again, what you guys do over at Avanade and what you guys have done for JA, again, it's amazing for our students. And again, we hope to continue to build on that partnership and bring more students to giving them an opportunity to see, just what a great company you guys are over there at Avanade. So Adam, so just tell me, you've been a board member, you made the choice to get involved. So why would you encourage other companies and executives to get involved with JSET?
I think there's multiple reasons, but one is, to lead from the front and help give back to the greater, the great city of Houston and our broader surrounding communities. There's no opportunity like it. Joe Burke, our CEO of JSET, has done a great job of building a diverse board, continues to evolve the board and provide broader community reach, which that basically means all of us get to give input into where we take junior achievement of Southeast Texas for the city and for all of the students who partake in our mentorship and other areas. I think that JA is really at a critical evolution point where we're merging both physical, building new facilities, along with digital, which is making things available online, and really crossing the chasm between the virtual and the physical to reach students anywhere they're at, because not everybody can always get to a physical facility. Not everybody always has access, online. But the things that we're doing at Junior Achievement and the board is doing, I think, are very impactful for the city of Houston. I'm also an advisory board member of the Children's Museum of Houston, been there 12 years. I'm part of Prairie View A&M's STEM leadership for Avanade. I believe that every leader needs to find an area that they're passionate about and giving back, and JA is a wonderful, wonderful cause.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about what we're doing. Again, our new building, how we're evolving, making our programs more accessible, making sure everything is on the cutting edge with technology and just what's happening in industry. So our students are fully prepared for the workforce that they're going to face when they leave high school or when they leave college. I mean, whatever they choose to do with their life. We're trying to position JSET and position Junior Achievement to be a partner with them and to be a support system and to really help them achieve their goals and kind of max out in their life. so they can do and achieve whatever they want. So,
well, Ellis, I think you brought up something too, because when I think about the JSET board, you're on the JSET board, and you bring such experience from the NFL as a Super Bowl champion, somebody who understood athletics and sports, and how do you team together in the kind of world we're in. It's about teaming together. You can build your own company, you can do a lot of things, but you're not going to do it without a lot of social skills, a lot of ability to communicate, to do any number of things to financially make sure that you're set up properly. But the things that you talk about giving back, and it's about the students at the end of the day, but bringing our experiential learning, and as Komal said, pay it forward back to help people who also, people helped us. We didn't get into the seats that we're in because we're lucky. We got in the seats we're in because there were others there to teach us at critical points of our lives who opened doors that perhaps we never had opened before, and they helped us break through a barrier or an entry point and continually get to the next level. And I think that's part of an important role that a board member serves, is doing that for the community and for people they work with.
Yeah, well, again, I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve with such a great group of people. And I'm excited to get back to Houston, to get back to work. Looking forward to coming out and visiting at Avanade again. Looking forward to our next board meeting, and just getting back and getting to work and kind of getting our hands dirty, getting in there and just kind of making things happen, working with students, collaborating, and just having fun, improving the great city of Houston. So, well, guys, I'm probably about to go, jump in my swim trunks and hit this pool and get on the beach before I got to jump on my flight and join y'all back in Houston. But thank you so much for joining us today. Again, you guys have done so much for junior achievement, and we'll get back. We'll get hooked up, and we'll have some fun when we get back. You guys have a great and productive, fun, nice, amazing day back in the city of Houston. I'll see y'all later.
Thanks, Ellis. Thanks,
Cool.
Komal.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.